Moving forward, here in this new section, we're going to be looking at audio. I'm going to devote a whole section because it is such an important element. Despite movie making being primarily visual, audio does play an important part. And if we have poor audio whilst the viewer is watching the movie, then it becomes such a distraction, the visuals get overlooked. I've opened up the project that we saw in the previous tutorial. To consolidate what I've just said, I've replaced the photograph, however, with a video. The video contains audio. Unfortunately, that is less than perfect. So what we can do is replace that audio and then we'll blend that in with other audio. Therefore, the end result will be a better experience. So there's our video on video track 1 with its linked audio. And on audio track 2, that's the audio that I want to replace it with, so that you get an idea how it sounds, how the original audio embedded into video track 1 sounds. I'm going to mute audio track 2, so by clicking on here, then of course that mutes playback. Right, I'll hit my spacebar to start playback. I'm not saying the audio is totally unworkable, but really I want to be able to replace this audio with something that doesn't contain noise. And I'll disengage the video and the original audio and re-engage the audio that I want to use to replace that original audio. So by having that selected, I'll hit the spacebar once more. To my ears, that's better. Now, in terms of audio, I'm going to select the video on the timeline. So if I played this back and looked at it in the program monitor, we wouldn't be able to see it or hear it. But because I've selected it, I can now subsequently come up to my effect controls panel. Well, we now see these parameters that we could change for video effects at the top. We'll ignore that, and we can see that the audio is set to 0 dB. 0 dB being optimum level, in that we've not reduced its volume in any way. If we had, then we would see a negative number there, or we've not boosted the audio in any way. If we had, then we would see a plus number in there. Now, despite all that, if I come down to this button here, this means I can audition just the audio from this video clip. I'll select it now, I'll click on it, so that gives us the ability to hear the audio embedded into a video clip, despite both the video and its embedded audio being muted on our timeline. Tuesday morning. By coming back down to my timeline, I can re-engage the visibility of my video clip. I'll leave its embedded audio off, but I'll introduce the audio that I want to replace it with by making sure that that's engaged. So what we're going to experience now then is the video without its original audio, but with the new audio to replace it. And you can see therefore that this is the way that we start to build up our tracks, so that when we eventually export this out, we will have generated a brand new clip with different audio, replacing any existing audio that we didn't think was suitable. Right, I'll hit my spacebar to start playback. Tuesday morning, gone 4 a.m. Watching the stars go out without you. Okay then, what we've seen in this tutorial then is, well, we've had an overview of how we can adjust the audio in terms of replacing any audio that we don't like. And we've also seen in our effect controls panel that we can audition the audio on its own, despite it not being available on our timeline. Right, we'll leave it here then, and we'll move forward into the next tutorial. See you in a moment.